morning, Sri Lanka. Welcome to the show. Welcome to a brand new day. I hope that you're doing a wonderful thing out there to start your morning off date. Maybe you're having your first cup of coffee, maybe you're reading your newspaper, but now it's time to focus on us. Basically, me and Banu. I'm your host, Anupama, and I am here with Banu, my favorite co-host.
Really?
Yes.
Well, for the first time, you are being nice to me on the show. So
No, I'm always
really happy
nice
for
to you, Banu.
Really?
Yes.
Well,
Banu,
do you remember the last time that we did the show? It was quite some time back, and today we are going to, focus on something completely different, Anupama.
Yes.
Go ahead. I'm very excited about it.
Yes, Banu, why are you excited about it? Interesting.
Well, of course.
All right, today we are going to talk about the inevitable question that arises in every newlywed's mind after they get married, and of course after they decide to take the big challenging step of having a baby. And to discuss these questions, we have with us two very, very veteran guests who Banu will introduce to you.
Well, really?
Yes.
All right, we've got Dr. Sanat Landro and Dr. Harsha Athapathu as well. Famous obstetricians, did I get that right? It's a very tricky tongue-twisting word, but they're opinion formers of this industry where we can give out a clear path, clear knowledge on what it is all about.
Yeah. When it comes to today's topic, Banu, we forgot to mention to the audience that we're not talking about baby clothes or baby accessories or baby food. Today we are generally going to focus on the aspect of the medical aspect of being pregnant.
Of course. So Dr. Landro, diving in, asking you the first question. Yes. What tests do you normally recommend in pregnancy, and what are the relevant procedures involved?
Yeah. Well, Banu, before I answer your question, I have to say something for our viewers, because pregnancy and labor should not be a suffering experience. It should be an enjoyable, pleasurable experience.
Yes.
And what we discuss today for next half an hour say is very much helpful to achieve that target. So coming back to your question, what I have to say is that there are several tests which we recommend to reveal the pregnancy. One is there are some tests we use urine, that is based on urine. Those are called biochemical tests, and then we can test on the blood also in pregnancy. And at last, the most confirmative thing is the ultrasound scan. And these three tests we can use to diagnose a pregnancy.
When you mentioned biochemical test, that actually can be tested by yourself as well. Is that a possibility?
Well, biochemically means you test the urine and blood on serum beta HCG. That is a component we are going to check, and that is what I meant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dr. Harsha, your thoughts about it?
The thing is that to elaborate a little bit on Dr. Landro said that I was chatting with Anupama before we started
Yes.
the show, that actually the women are really blessed to have children. So it is, you should not take it as something that is really bad or a painful, scary experience.
Yes.
So I think that women should go ahead, and they are meant to have children. So any species in that sense, in animal kingdom, so we are also belonging to a certain species, so there is no, it is not a scary thing. That is my advice to all our ladies.
Yes.
How long after conception does a fertilized egg implant itself, doctor?
To elaborate that a little bit on that, the first thing is that every woman each month releases an egg that which will live for about 24 hours. Then the egg should meet sperm, which is the counterpart of the male, and this happens in the we call the fallopian tube, which is the part of the womb, and the two tubes that you get on either side. The fertilization or the meeting of the sperm and the egg happens there. So from there, that is the beginning of life. These two components form what we call the blastocyst, or it's a small ball-like structure which travels along the tube to the womb, and the implantation takes place around 7 days after the conception has occurred.
Okay. So after the conception or even before that, what kind of methods does a woman have to do in order to make sure that she is getting pregnant safely, and she will deliver a safe baby?
Well, that's quite a long question to answer. That in a nutshell, you asked about the entire process of getting pregnant.
Yes, but usually, what does a woman? What should a woman do in order to make sure?
That what we recommend is that her to have a basically normal life.
Okay.
Have a balanced diet. We talk all the time, and especially exercise.
Yes.
And that we recommend is that to take folic acid. We recommend to take 1 milligram, and to start it at least 3 months before the conception occurs or the pregnancy occurs, and to continue it throughout the pregnancy, because this is very protective of the baby, especially getting problems of the brain and the spinal cord.
Okay.
So that is very important. And to mention here that there are certain conditions like epilepsy, where you need to take a higher dose of folic acid on recommendation of a doctor. So I think the message that I should give to those ladies is that before getting pregnant, they should see a doctor and get the proper recommendations.
Wise words over there as well. Dr. Landroll, what do you think about the lifestyle changes that a pregnant mother should undergo? Now, we were talking about the food consumption and the drink consumption. You need to cut down on a lot of stuff and intake so many other nutritious foods and water as well. Drink plenty of water, I guess. Your thoughts on that?
Well, Banu, there are a lot of things you have to modify, not only the lifestyle, and actually we call it as pre-conceptional counseling. And
pre-conceptional counseling.
That is called. And I think any couple who's contemplating on pregnancy should meet a consultant obstetrician and check them out.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of things which we can find out during that checkup. One is there are certain diseases, for example heart disease and say thalassemia and that kind of thing can first pick up on that consultation. And other thing is there are some other females, you know, they come out with a lot of other diseases which run in their families, and in that counseling then we can pick them up and we can actually we can trace their family histories of certain genetically oriented diseases and other kind of events. And when I come back to your question, Banu, that the how lifestyle modification, and there's a thing called BMI, right? And that is where we calculate the weight and the height, and there is a figure on that, and if that is if it is within the normal limit, then we recommend them to be pregnant. And if it is less than 18, then you are undernourished, and if it is more than 23, then we call it obese, and so on. So if you are obese, then we recommend them to have this kind of some kind of lifestyle modification. They can modify their diet, they can engage in exercises, and if they have any bad habits, they can give it up. For example, not in our country, smoking and then alcohol and other substance abuse and that kind of thing, they can stop, and they can come to the desirable weight limit, and that will give rise a good quality baby and very good pregnancy.
Yeah, a small question that actually tugged in my head while listening to you, doctor, is that usually after a girl goes through the puberty circle, the circle of puberty, and when she becomes, a big girl in the Sri Lankan terms, her body is known to be biologically prepared for pregnancy, but there are certain cultural aspects and certain myths, I must say, maybe beliefs that people think that there are certain age groups that which is very suitable for a girl to be pregnant. Is that true?
Shall I answer?
Yes.
That's like now we usually don't recommend for girls to become pregnant before 20 years,
Okay.
because though they get married or have a relationship before that, because we call it teenage pregnancy, and it can give rise to a lot of social, biological problems, especially with the baby and the bonding of the baby. Though they are, the body is ready to have a pregnancy after they become big girl or whatever. So, but they are not really psychologically prepared to go ahead with this. So it is a rather a little bit of a tricky situation, and Sri Lanka is a little bit different because we have this extended family and all the in-laws, and your mother will be helping you. So they overcome most of the problems, especially if they are more than 18 or so. But still, we should not recommend them to get pregnant before 20 years, because
that's the rightful age, is it?
Yeah.
Rightful age is 20.
Okay, and that's it's interesting to know that it's actually a psychological thing as well, as much as
because the most of the problems are with the babies. They can have a premature birth, they can be underweight, they can have various adaptation problems when they are born. So it is not really the best thing to do.
Yeah.
So it actually could potentially harm the infant as well in the long run.
Yes.
Doctor, what do you recommend for normal pregnancy?
Can you elaborate a little bit? On that?
What do you recommend for normal pregnancy aches and pains that most of the mothers undergo?
Because that is now, if you are getting pregnant for the first time, this is something new which is happening inside you. So you are not really used to this. The womb gets enlarged, the thing starts stretching, and there's another human being starts his or her life inside you. So this is a completely new experience, and sometimes these problems, the aches and pains, can be really the beginning of something like a urine infection or really something whether happening there. So aches and pains, I would rather think that you have to get used to it. So because this happens in the first 3 months or so, so we don't really recommend ladies to take any medication, because the problems of medication is much more than the pains that you have. But I mean, doing some exercise, walking, going out with your husband, engaging in your day-to-day work.
Is swimming recommended?
Yes.
That's fine.
Yes, because walking is recommended for everything, because everybody can do it. And swimming is very good, because especially when you are advancing in your pregnancy, because they are called non-weight bearing exercise, because the water carries your weight. You don't carry your weight. So this, if you can swim, that is excellent.
I think we learned a lot on that.
Yeah, I think I'm learning a lot of new things today. Okay, so Doctor, the next question that I want to ask you is, what are the changes? Now, this is the big question. What are the changes that occur in the mother's body? What are the changes that a mother-to-be should expect in each trimester, respectively?
If you start simply, the first thing that you will see is your growing tummy, which is really the noticeable thing. And but if you take it biological aspect, that every system in your body undergoes changes. The skin, your hair, your heart, the liver, everything undergoes changes. What you see is the changes in your skin, the hair, and even the posture of the body changes, because with the growing tummy, your the curvature of your backbone or the spine tends to change. Therefore, you tend to walk like a duck, which we call the waddling gait. So, and the thing is that our women think that